Hello everyone, I am Jasmine and I have had this YouTube channel for quite a minute now. I've had it for over 9 years and it has went through so many changes, and from beauty to fashion to self-development, then over to talking about my small business. It's not small, it's big. Don't try me. Okay. But I have went through so many changes on this YouTube channel, and now I'm back again, and this time I really want to be more consistent with it. It has been a passion of mine for so many years, and I've looked at other people just scrolling from TikToks to YouTube to Facebook to Instagram, and I'm tired of scrolling. I'm tired of scrolling, and I'm ready to create. There is no more scrolling that I need to do. I need to put in the work, and I need to take action. And that's why I'm here on this YouTube channel right now. I'm a little nervous, but sometimes you got to do things afraid. So I'm doing it afraid. Hands shaking and everything. Okay, so let's get into it. So in today's video, I'm talking all about self-sabotage. I know we've all been there. Trust me, I've been there quite a few times. I have self-sabotaged my calling for far too long. And last year really took a toll on me because I had finally decided to walk in the purpose that God had for me, and I failed miserably. So this year, I knew that something had to change. I knew that I had to fully walk into God's purpose, afraid, scared, comparison, all of that. All of the doubts that I have in my head, I'm pushing it aside and I'm just getting on here. And I can look any type of way because right now, fresh face, no makeup, and I'm good. But I will be putting on some makeup because that's how I started my channel. So let's do some makeup and talk about self-sabotage. We all wrestle with self-sabotage, but today I want to share with you how we can break free from that, or at least get over the hurdle. Or at least walk through it, because we're going to always have those self-sabotaging moments, but we have to get through it, and we got to get past it. And we're going to always have it, so we might as well just bring it along for the ride. So what is self-sabotage to be exact? Self-sabotage is when we block our own blessings by staying stuck in a cycle of fear, procrastination, or doubt. It's when we hold on to the past so tightly that we can't grab hold of the future God has prepared for us. So I've been reading through Exodus. So right now I'm in Exodus 13. Incredible to see how God has really just tried to remind them of His goodness and remind the people of the promises that He gave to them, because they cried out to God and He heard them. He heard them, and He said He's not going to give up until they get to their promised land. In verses 7 to 22, it says that God didn't lead them on the shortest path of the promised land because He knew they weren't ready for it. Instead, He led them in a roundabout way through the wilderness. But He never left them. He never left them. What He did do is He went ahead of them as a cloud by day and a fire by night to guide them and protect them. I thought I was going to be going into my promised land a little bit sooner, but God had another story, because He knew my heart. He knew the limited beliefs that I had, and He knew that I was not going to be ready for what He had called me to do. Because God knew that I was thinking of my past, I was thinking of the failures, I was thinking of the things that could go wrong, He had a plan still. And even with the Israelites, He had a plan for them because He knew that they weren't ready for a war. So He had to take them around it because He knew that they weren't ready. We can be free but still thinking like slaves, doubting God, doubting God's plan, doubting what He has set forth for us, questioning the path, or feeling stuck in that fear. But just like in chapter 13 of Exodus, verse 17, he still had a plan. He took them along a longer journey, but that plan, that promise that he had, it was still intact. This passage reminds me that sometimes the path that God takes us on isn't direct or easy, but it is intentional. God has something up his sleeves. He knows what we need, and he knows what we're ready for. Our job is to trust in him and keep moving forward. We got to remember that God isn't a God of the past. He is a God of the present and the future. So, how do we stop sabotaging ourselves so that we can get into our promised land? So that's why I'm sharing 3 tips that has been helping me. So let's get into it. So take a moment to reflect on what causes you to self-sabotage. Is it fear of failure, perfectionism, overthinking, comparison? Write it all down. And once you identify it, you can start to recognize it when it starts creeping in. And when it starts creeping in, that's when you can stop it in its tracks through prayer and worship and glorification of the Most High. Instead of obsessing over getting everything perfect on the first go round, first of all, let's stop doing that. We can't do it. If we don't know something, of course we're going to fail. Anyways, that was a side note. Immediately, focus on making small intentional steps forward each and every day. And I like to do that through a habit tracker. As you see in Exodus, God didn't try to rush the Israelites. He guided them step by step. So trust your process and celebrate your progress. So self-doubt is going to always creep in. It's just how it works, you know? We just got to get over that. But what we can do instead is we can replace them with affirmations and scriptures from the Bible. God guided them by a cloud by day and fire by night, to remind them that he was always with them. So when you feel like giving up, remember God's plan for your life and remember the scriptures that you memorize. So some of the scriptures that I love to remind myself of is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and God has plans to prosper me and not harm me. So remember, speak life into your journey. Alright, makeup's done. As I continue reading through Exodus, I'm reminded that walking intentionally with God is a daily choice. So start by identifying those triggers. Focus on small daily habits and steps, and hold on to God's promises. Trust God and know that he has something amazing for you. Alright, so I got my makeup on and I'm ready to get my day started. I don't know about you, but let's go and make today the best day of our walk with God. Let me know in the comments what tips spoke to you the most, or share with me how you're walking intentionally this week. Alright, I will see you in my next video. Bye.